if you invest in the UK property market, you'll know there's absolutely loads of products out there, loads of off-plan property projects that you can invest in. But what we do is Life Tenancy Investments, and I'm going to show you 5 reasons why we think that a Life Tenancy investment is better than an off-plan property project in the UK. Here we go. So the first is the entry price. With an off-plan property project, you're taking all the risk, and in exchange for that you get a 5, maybe 10% discount from the finished price. With a life tenancy investment, you actually get more like 50% from today's price, an existing structure. So actually the entry price is way lower. Now you could argue that if you take a mortgage in an off-plan project, then you're only paying the deposit, thus it is a lower entry point. And this may be the case for domestic investors in the UK, but particularly for overseas investors and with an off-plan, not an existing structure, the deposits tend to be much higher, maybe 40%, 50%, unlike the perhaps 10% that you could get in the UK. So that makes the deposit much higher and a higher entry point. Thus the LTI, the Life Tenancy Investment, is probably still much lower as an entry point. So as we just touched on, with an off-plan project you get a bit of discount for taking all the risks, but the risks can be quite great. There's been loads of instances where projects have gone bust, or the contractors have gone bust, where the scam has taken place, or large delays, all of which result in the investor losing money. Just take a look at the Angelgate example in Manchester for a horrible example of this. With a life tenancy investment, the properties are always existing structures, and the setup of the purchase, the transaction, is just like buying any other property. The only thing that differs is the contract, the tenancy agreement. Otherwise it's exactly the same and quite different to an off-plan project where you have to buy something off of a plan, off of a brochure, and wait for it to be finished, and that is where all the risk is. Number 3 is no stamp duty surcharge. Quick disclaimer for tax, this is correct at time of recording but could change. One of the key benefits to a life tenancy investment is that it is exempt from the stamp duty surcharge. And because of the way it's set up, there's often no stamp duty at all. Let's compare a £200,000 home in the UK from a buy-to-let perspective and a life tenancy perspective. So going down the route of a buy-to-let of a 200k house, you first pay the base rate, 2%, over the threshold, which is £125,000. And then you need to pay the surcharge because it is not your main residence. So overall, the stamp duty tax would be £7,500. Now let's say you earn maybe 4 to 5% net rental yield in the first year. That means it's pretty much cancelled out. However, going down the route of a life tenancy investment, that £200,000 house you would likely pay £100,000 for. Now that's below the threshold of £125,000. So for the base rate, it's absolutely zero. As for the surcharge, even though it's an investment and not your main residence, the unique way that we set up the contract of a life tenancy investment is actually exempt completely. So in this particular case, the stamp duty and the surcharge equals 0. Okay, reason number 4 is that there are no maintenance fees and no letting agent fees. Letting agents often charge between 8% and 12% of the rental fee paid by the tenants. Whilst it's completely justified by the hard work they put in making sure that your property is tenanted out, it's still a large proportion of the profits not entering your pocket. With a life tenancy investment, because all the rent is paid up front and you don't need to keep finding new tenants, you don't need a letting agent. Thus you don't need to pay letting agent fees. When it comes to maintaining the property, replacing appliances, fixing the decoration, the furniture, the plumbing, the heating, whatever, all these fees can really add up, especially when you're a distance landlord and contractors take advantage of this. With our life tenancy contracts, it is the tenant that is responsible for all the maintenance and upkeep of the property, not the investors. Reason number 5, no drama. All the financial reasons I've just given you, we think the absolute paramount reason that a life tenancy investment is better than a buy-to-let investment is absolutely no drama. What I mean is no construction risk, no dodgy tenants, no rental voids, no evictions, no maintenance, no letting agents, no input at all. All you're doing is helping your tenant secure a property for the remainder of their lives. They're going to look after the property for you, And at the end of the tenancy, you may have paid half for the property, but it's been worth the full value plus years of house price inflation, and that beats a buy-to-let property every day of the week. So we get 20 properties a month available for investment. If you want to hear about them, then you need to click the link in the description.